Good day, folks. Welcome to week 9 of PMGT2851, the project analytic course. Today's session we focus on prescriptive analytics, which is one of the most advanced stages in your data analytics journey. So far, we covered diagnostic analysis, descriptive analysis, predictive, and now we'll look at prescriptive, which is looking at what we should be doing in the future to make it much better. We explored, in the last few weeks, we explored how to understand data, diagnostic the problem, predict the future. Today, we focus on what decision we should be working on or action in order to have a better future in your project environment. Prescriptive analysis is all about answering one question: what should we do next? It helps organizations choose the best course of action based on data, constraints, and objectives. This session will be presented by Dr. Jin Q and myself, and by the end of the session, you should be able to understand the clean concept of prescriptive analytics, why it matters, and it supports smarter data decision-driven action in a real-world project organization or project environment. Yep, the slide shows you the overall structure of the course. We did data basics in week 2, and basic analytical tool in week 3. Then week 4 we did descriptive analytics. We went through a couple of things what we should be looking at of data analysis, and then we did diagnostic analysis. We had a few algorithms like ANAVO or regression analysis, and we went to data visualization and dashboarding in week 7, which we focus on Power BI. And then last week we did predictive analytics, which was more of regression and classification, how you classify and how you diagnose your data. And this week we'll focus on predictive analysis, focusing on forecasting future outcomes using models like regression and decision tree. Now in week 8, we are at the peak, which are at the last analytics. We are actually going to decide what action we should be taking. In coming weeks, you also explore automation tools and present your group work. So this week crucial because it connects everything you have learned so far and applied in a real decision making scenario. Okay, let's look at the overview of analytics. First, descriptive analytics, which what has happened using measures like mean, median, standard deviation. Then we went on to diagnostic analysis, in which we answered why it happened. We used t-test, one sample test, independent sample, and paired ANOVA or ANOVA and correlation analysis. Then we went on to predictive analysis, where we looked at classification and regression. Classification, we focus on decision tree, and regression, we focused on linear and multiple regression analysis. Then comes the prescriptive. Finally, we look at prescriptive analysis, which is going to answer what we should do in the future to make a better outcome. You cannot effectively prescribe some decision without understanding the data and predicting the outcome. So think of this as a maturity model from insight to action. What you're seeing in this slide is how you communicate the findings for action. It's a very important aspect, which is we call it communication. Even the best analysis is useless if it's not communicated effectively. First, always build a strong narrative. Your story should be driven by the business problem, not just the data. Second, present your finding in a way that your audience can understand. Not everyone is technical, or so simplicity is going to be the key. Third, use visual representation like your charts, graphs, dashboard to make your insight clearer and more engaging. Finally, we always conclude with clear action. What action needs to be taken? Tell your audience what we should we should be doing and what the expected outcomes will be. Remember, analytics is not just about numbers, it is about the influencing the decision. In this slide, we also look at not just communication, what not to communicate. First of all, avoid being more technical. Most stakeholders are not interested in your technical aspect or complex statistical measure like your R squared value, but give it in a layman language. Give them in a real world situation and then make them understand it. Second, don't focus on too much on the process. Your audience or your stakeholder does not need to know every step you have done. So they care about what the result will look like. Then what they really want is actionable insight. What should be done and why. So always keep your communication very simple, relevant, and outcome focused. Think of it as this way: if your audience cannot act on your analysis, then it hasn't delivered much value. So let's look at what prescriptive analysis is. Prescriptive analytics tells us what is likely to happen in the future. But prescriptive also goes beyond that. It tells you what we should do about it. It helps decision makers choose the best action by considering different scenarios, objectives, and constraints. For the example, if predictive analytics tells us the demand will increase, prescriptive analytics will tell us how much inventory to be stocked or when to stock and at what cost. It essentially quantifies the impact of the decision before they are made, allowing organization to make smarter and more confident choices. There are two main approaches shown here. You have optimization and computational logic. The first optimization is which includes techniques like linear programming, integer programming, and non-linear programming. These methods helps find best solution under given constraint. For example, you look at minimizing cost or maximizing profit, and that's where your optimization will come in. The second approach we have is the computational logic, which deals with the uncertainty of data. Real world data is rarely perfect, so this approach helps you to incorporate variability and uncertainty into your decision making. And together, these approaches enable organization to make decisions that are not only optimal but also realistic. Where do we use prescriptive analysis? In marketing and sales, it helps optimize product offering, pricing, and marketing strategies. In some industry with heavy machinery, it is used for optimizing equipments and enabling predictive maintenance. In financial services, it helps with investment decision and pricing strategy. In healthcare, it provides scheduling and support of proactive patient care. So prescriptive analytics is highly versatile and can deliver value in almost any sector. What are the techniques used in prescriptive analysis? You probably see some of the techniques like simulation, graphic analytics, complex event, artificial neural network. These include in this look at simulation, for example, which allows us to test different scenarios, and graph analytics, which helps us to analyze the relationship and the networks. We also explore complex event processing, which deals with real data, real-time data, and artificial neural network, which are part of your AI system. Additionally, recommendation engines suggest optimal action and heuristic provide practical solution when exact method or too complex. Each of these techniques you see here plays a very important role in helping organization to make a better decision of your future action. Now let's look at what are the benefits of it. First, it helps the organization map a clear path to success by identifying the best course of actions. Second, it supports both real-time and long-term decision making, making it quite highly valuable in a dynamic environment. Third, it also allows businesses to act faster, reducing the time spent analyzing and increasing time spent executing. Finally, it reduces human errors and bias, leading to more objective and data-driven decision. Overall, the predictive analytics transform insight into reasonable or appropriate actions. Let's look at Power BI, how Power BI can be used in prescriptive analysis. Let's look at exercise and scenario in a separate video. We will work on scenario analysis, which helps to evaluate different decision options. We will also explore prescriptive maintenance using time series forecasting. Please look at the additional video which we have, and we should be able to give you more information on Power BI used in prescriptive analytics. And that comes to the end of the course. Thank you for your attention. We have covered the concept and approaches, applications, and benefits of prescriptive analysis. We also added a Power BI, how Power BI tool can be applied in prescriptive analytics. Now I would be me and Jin would be taking more questions. If you have, please feel free to contact us anytime. Thank you guys. Have a good day.